And breaking overnight, a man says he was just trying to help two women and they stabbed and robbed him instead. Happened around 2:45 this morning at the Exxon on Rosa Parks Boulevard. A man says two women flagged him down, so he pulled over, and that's when one of them walked up to his car and cut his arm, and the other one stole money from him. The man is all right, but the women got away in a white car.
Another breaking news alert for you this morning. Crews are working to figure out what started a house fire outside Murfreesboro. You're looking at the home. This is a live picture for you on Sulphur Springs Road near Allen Road. You can see that home was absolutely gutted by this fire. Rutherford County Fire tells us no one was home when that fire started. They think the person who stayed there may have been in the process of moving out. We're going to stay on top of this story for you. We're going to bring you updates as soon as we know them to the News Channel 5 mobile app.
And we're coming off one of the most violent years in Metro Nashville history. And now 3 months into 2018, we want to see if anything's improving. So News Channel 5 Dan Kennedy crunching those numbers for us. He's at the smart screen. And Dan, I know you found some interesting statistics today.
Amy, a lot of numbers, but just to make it easy for you in one sentence, violent crime continues to be an issue, but we have some good news when it comes to robberies and property crime. We're going to start with homicides because that was such a big story last year in Nashville, almost a record, in fact. So far, we have 19 this year, on pace with last year, unfortunately. North Nashville seeing the most, up 133%, a staggering number there. As far as shooting victims go, that is also up about 21% this year. And we look a little closer at the victims. It appears almost half of those shooting victims were younger than 24. So youth violence, certainly another big story this year. And now for some good news. Commercial robberies down almost 40%. That means the gas stations and stores not seeing as many robberies. Street robberies up slightly. And then home burglaries down 17%. A good news for homeowners this year in Nashville. One bad trend we continue to see for the past couple of years has been auto theft, and that is up 26% from last year, with already close to 700 cars stolen, and we're only 3 months into 2018. Oftentimes these auto thefts are a crime of opportunity, with many cars left unlocked and the keys inside. And I'm told by officers that when a bad guy gets your car, it's often used to commit other crimes. So Adam and Amy, just some of the numbers this year we're following, and we will continue to track these all year long. In the studio, Dan Kennedy, News Channel 5.
They stand two teens on the run for days, accused of breaking into homes and putting a neighborhood on edge. We were there as the pair was caught last night. This is some video you're only going to see here on News Channel 5. Perry County deputies say over the weekend the teens escaped from the Deer Valley Youth Facility. They're accused of stealing laptops, radios, a four-wheeler, a machete, and a pellet rifle. And this isn't the first time these kids have escaped from facilities in Perry County either.
It gets frustrating because we have a lot of other things going on in the county that we need to be dealing with. But when something like this happens, keeping the citizens safe that's our first priority.
Now this comes just 2 weeks after two other teens escaped from a different youth facility also in Humphreys County.
And how much is 31 years of your life worth? We are now hearing from Lawrence McKinney, who was awarded $1 million for the years he spent in prison for a rape he didn't commit.
See, people got to understand that, when you become a new Christian, be born again, you leave the past behind.
McKinney says his life is not about the compensation, it's about faith. He now spends his time working, devoted to his church and helping others. Since the 61-year-old spent the last 3 decades behind bars, he does not qualify for Social Security. The state compensation will allow McKinney to receive about $3,200 a month for the rest of his life. A woman is now indicted in the attempted murder of a homeless man in the incident, which happened last August on Music Row. Police say a heated argument ensued about her car's exhaust fumes and loud music. 27-year-old Katie Quackenbush got out of her Porsche and shot Gerald Melton. During a preliminary hearing, testimony revealed Quackenbush asked the man if he, quote, wanted to die tonight before pulling the trigger. Her attorneys say she was acting in self-defense.
The trial of a former teacher accused of having sex with a student is delayed until next week. Bradley Weir's trial was pushed back because he was shot about a week ago. The 47-year-old Chattanooga man faces 16 charges. He allegedly had sex with a 15-year-old student back in 2015 in Coffee County. Circumstances surrounding last week's shooting are unclear at this point. Some quick-moving thieves set their sights on wooden pallets that could be worth a few bucks. They've been looking at Pinterest too much, maybe doing some crafts, I don't know. Surveillance cameras captured the culprits stealing from the Nashville display location on Hartman Drive. And investigators believe they're behind similar thefts in the same area. If you recognize them, please call the Lebanon Police Department.
And sad news to pass along to you this morning. Paul Harper, husband of longtime Nashville Senator Thelma Harper, has passed away. The couple owned Jefferson Street restaurant Harper's and would have been married 61 years in April. This Saturday, the senator will hold the annual Kids Are Special Too Easter egg hunt, which will be dedicated to her husband. Senator Harper wrote that in 1983, Paul was her first and only sponsor of that egg hunt, and it has been going strong for 35 years now.
Well, hundreds of people move into the volunteer state every single day.
And today, Wilson County Schools is going to host another community meeting. They're going to address growth and possible rezoning for some of its students. That meeting is at 6 o'clock tonight at Mount Juliet Middle. Topics are going to be discussed that include a new Mount Juliet High School. Parents will also be able to get questions answered about how rezoning will impact middle school students after the opening of Gladeville Middle School. And monetary problems found in 2016 still have not been fixed. That's according to the latest state audit of Maury County. And many of those problems actually come from the Director of Schools office. Those problems include overpaying former employees, not paying employee insurance premiums, and being over budget. State leaders suggest the county adopt a central system when it comes to accounting, budgeting, and purchasing. It is an issue that's getting worse every day here in Music City.
Parking problems, those could be the set list the next time you visit a very popular music venue here in town. You could be on that set list. For almost 30 years, visitors off 3rd and Lindsley were able to park at lots on 3rd Avenue South and Ash Street for free. But Monday, construction began on 3 residential towers in that area. There will only be street parking and after business hours parking at a few nearby businesses. So that's a big heads up for you about that. 3rd and Lindsley owners also say starting at the end of this month, the parking lot at the nearby Howard office building will also be open after hours for visitors.